King of positivity. Hey, positivity. Gotta keep your head up. Gotta stay strong. I know you can do it. Gotta stay positive no matter what it is. You gotta stay positive. All my friends know what it is. I'm here for the win. We gonna take it. It don't matter what it is. Positivity. 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 Gotta stay positive no matter what it is. You gotta stay positive.
It is time that Ganesh determined who should succeed and who should fail. After much celebration, Shiva quickly replaced the head of the child with the wisest creature in the world, that of an elephant. Thus was Ganesh truly born. Generous, warm-hearted, and optimistic, Ganesh has assumed authority over obstacles. For those who are filled with arrogance, Ganesh challenges their progress. For the honest and hardworking, Ganesh clears the way. All mortals pray to Ganesh when starting a new endeavor, that their path will be open and he may grant them success.
I give thanks to Lord Ganesh, gratitude to the God of wisdom, success, magic, and beginnings. Thank you to my ancestors. Thank you to my spirit guides. I give thanks to my agency.
Having fun.
I give thanks
It's already
to Lord
mine.
Ganesh.
I already have it.
Gratitude.
It's already mine. I seen it in the
Thank you
vision.
for another day.
It was mine from the beginning. Time. It's irrelevant. Vision. It was mine to begin with. Visions. I already have it. I use my mouth, I use my speech, I use my power, I use my magic. It's already mine. Resources. I already have it. Whatever I desire. Living in the heart. Living in the heart. Heart space living. Compassion. Walking the path of light. Now, I don't even have to fight. Wow.
Yeah, hey, what's up? Peace, love, prosperity. I'm back with another video. I'm so happy to be here. And today we jumping right into it. Today we talking about the ancestors. This is the video that I want to do for a minute. And I'm so grateful I can bring the science to you and we can both grow together. Nah, I just seen a bird go flying past my window. I think for sure that's a confirmation I'm in the right place. I'm doing the right things right now. So yo, today we about to talk about the ancestors. Yo, this is one of my favorite forms of magic, is working with the ancestors. It's because, you know, working with the ancestors is kind of like that magic that always working without shoes. You know what I mean? It's always, the ancestors is always around. They're always doing their thing. It doesn't matter what you're doing, where you at, and you can always call on them too. It's like the angels. I work heavy with the angels. That might be my next video. Yo, for real, I love working with the angels. But today we're talking about the ancestors. And so, you know, the ancestors is so powerful because we have ancestors that goes back hundreds of thousands of years. And, you know, to be honest, you know, I even believe we have ancestors that are hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of years old. And maybe even we might even have ancestors that are billions of years old. Ancestors that are gods, basically. That are, and you know what? All of us have an ancestor that's a god that's still alive, according to my teacher, and I believe that. And, you know, that's real powerful because we have access in the same DNA as a being that's considered an immortal. And this is a blueprint for us one day that we can too become an immortal being and reach godhood even. And so that's the goal. The goal should be godhood, your immortal body of light, and amassing enough light to basically do what you need to do. So you can go to the higher realms, you can go to the high dimensions and experience these worlds that make this world, I mean, look like you already know. So anyway, there's some really beautiful worlds out there in the high dimensions that you would not believe the things, the vibration, the people, the amount of love that you can feel in these places. But you have to grow and expand your consciousness to be able to perceive and have these type of experiences. And your ancestors can help you with that. The ancestors, it's like my teacher said, they your first line of defense. They everything. Your ancestors is walking with you while you're still here, and it's really important that you honor them, yo. And I went a long time without doing it, and the information came to me, and when it did, it was just like a no-brainer. So the ancestors is amazing. When you call them, they come. It's so let's go to the next part of this video. You can't talk about the ancestors without talking about an ancestor altar. That's really important. And there's tons of ways to make ancestor altars. You can go online and look them up. It's important that you do honor your ancestors because they can bring you your power. And they are a form of your power, actually. Confirmation right there. And the ancestors. Actually, I just realized I don't have to have this on. And I'm still kind of new to the whole YouTube game. I got my microphone, Blue Yeti. This thing's fire, family. I'm blessed. But anyway, man, the ancestors are, like I said, one of my favorite forms of magic because they always there, they're always willing to help you. And the ancestors are something that you can expand and constantly put more resources in, and the resources will reverberate back to you through the energies that you invest into it. And there are many things that you can do to help your ancestors out. And so we were talking about ancestor altars. That's really, really important. And a lot of people do their altars different. Some people have their altars dedicated directly for the ancestors. Some people have altars where they do everything. They work with the gods, like I work with Ganesh, and they also work with the ancestors all on the same altar. And some people have, like I said, different altars, and that's cool too. There's so many different ways you can do it, and so it's really cool having an altar for your ancestors. That's where they go to get their water, their food, the energy that you put in there, because the altar has energy that the ancestors use, and based on the things that you do, you put there. Some people put artifacts on the altar that have real light on there that the ancestors can use. It's so many ways that you can make your altar, and it's amazing. The altar is a bridge, a spiritual bridge between you and the spiritual world. And the altar is how your ancestors and the other beings that you work with reach you. And so the altar is an amazing science. There's so many ways that you can make an altar. There's a lot of talismans, a lot of symbols that you can put on your altar that do various things for both you and your ancestors. And ancestor honoring is really, really awesome. And the energy comes back to you for sure. And so, the way the energy shows is different for everybody. Some people, it's right away. And it's just amazing because the ancestors have been watching you since you was born. And even now talking about it, I'm just having these downloads, and just they definitely been with me throughout my entire life. And there was times where I could have died even, and I'm still not sure where that assistance came from, but now I believe it's my ancestors. It was my ancestors, and my connection to the spirit world too. And I think it actually defies time. It doesn't matter that you didn't have the connection back then that you do now, because time is not what we think it is. And another thing that I've been doing personally, and maybe this is something that you guys can do as well, is when you start amassing enough power, you should send some energy to your past self. You should send some energy to you when you was a baby. Send some protection energy. You are your consciousness. That could be the whole reason, just in the self alone, why you was good, growing up. Because in the future, which is, it's an illusion really anyway, if you know what I mean. The future, you set things up and you looked at your picture and you sent some energy to yourself. And that could be a form of protection that you can give to yourself. Because when we are children and a baby, we're kind of, vulnerable. And you know what I mean? There are definitely forces out there that protect children. But, I think it's even more ashe to give yourself energy. And I have definitely done that, to get an old picture of yourself and just send some energy, some love energy, protection energy. And, we are some really powerful beings. And I can only speak for myself, at least. I'm coming across some power for real. And it's almost like when you get to a certain stage with this, you don't really have any peers that you can talk to about some of the experiences that you're going through. And the things that I can do, the doubt just kicks in. Wow, is that really me? But, let's get back to the ancestors, man, because it gets crazy when you start talking about, the spiritual experiences that a very advanced being such as myself, not to brag, has had. And like I said, it just gets weird. There's no one that you could talk to and compare your experiences with and be like, oh yeah, I've had this happen and this, sometimes. But and me in particular, I'm working with Ganesh, and I recently came across one of his weapons called Ankushar, and it's like a noose that he uses, and basically I have complete access to this weapon, and the things that I'm able to do is amazing. And it's like, man, is this really me? I can feel the energy shift when I use this thing. And like I said, the things that I can do is absolutely incredible. But maybe this is a message for someone out there, and maybe I can use these weapons and stuff to help my ancestors to bring it back in. You know what I mean? Because this video is about the ancestors, and the ancestors are an amazing power source that you can tap into at any time. And the more that you do this, the more power that you will receive. So let's talk about some of the things that you can do for your ancestors. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is sending your ancestors energy. Yo, if you just close your eyes, you think about a loved one, you send them some white light energy, some green energy out your heart, yo, they're going to receive that. This is an energy universe more than anything. They probably receive the energy more than you think they receive the energy. And so it's really important that we still send that love. When you close your eyes and you think about somebody and you send them love energy, they still get that, yo. It's real powerful. You can send them light. You can send them love. You can send them emotions. One thing that I wanted to teach others how to do, You know, a lot of us, we love the creator. We love the creator of all. I know I love the creator of all. You know, you can feel that energy. Fill yourself up with that white light energy and fill yourself up with that energy, and you send that to your ancestors. I love my ancestors. I love the creator, and I send that energy to my ancestors so that they may receive it. And that's another thing too, going back into doubt, because it's a serious thing when you start getting some power, and it's like crazy the stuff you can do. But you know, you can't doubt yourself. You gotta believe. You gotta know. You gotta know that it's not even about belief. You gotta know that, yo, this is reaching. This is my power. This is something that I'm able to do. And I'm so grateful to Lord Ganesh, to my ancestors, to my agency, that I'm able to have these abilities, these powers, and these amazing intuitive downloads to do certain things. And so, energy is the main source of currency in the spiritual world. And we can give that to our dearly loved ones, dearly departed, even celebrities that you know, I don't really get off into that, but you know, people do like the certain people, and there are some really great people, maybe like Martin Luther King. Why not send a brother some energy, you know? There's a lot of really great people. Simeon Toko, who could send Simeon Toko some energy, Marie Laveau, and these, in a sense, these is kind of like ancestors too, you know, in a way. But then there's, you know, their immediate blood. Who else? You know, you can send your teacher some energy. The Buddha, the gods, deities, and they receive that energy. Trust me, trust me. And so the second thing that we can send to our ancestors is ancestor money. You know, ancestor money is huge, and they receive that, and y'all already know. I probably should have had some on the side so y'all can see what it is. But ancestor money is a very powerful tool that you can utilize to help your ancestors, and they receive that energy. Ancestor money comes in all sizes and forms. My teacher said that when you burn it, they only get about 10% of what you send, which is crazy. And so, you know, you gotta confiscate for that. You gotta make up for that. So a lot of people like to send a lot of ancestor monies to their ancestors. And so after you be doing this for so long, you know, the energy builds up and it really helps your ancestors. And it's really important that you send your ancestors some energies or have some type of things lined up that they're receiving some energy. And ancestor money is a fantastic and one of the best ways to help your ancestors. And a lot of people, they burn it the next day. They get dreams. That's the number one way that the ancestors communicate with you, is through your dreams. But other things can also take place, such as music. You'll start hearing music, and they sending you messages through, you know, just everyday living. It's really important that you listen for the signs and the ways that your ancestors contact you to let you know that they're receiving that energy. The ancestor money is one of my favorite ways to communicate and to help my ancestors. So, like I said, ancestors money comes in so many different sizes and denominations. I mean, there's some ancestor monies that you never even heard of these words and how big they are. And the ancestors be loving it. They be loving it. And I really love the science of the ancestor and the magic of the ancestors. And they've definitely brought a huge presence in my life and the lives of others from what I hear. And it's I don't know what life would be like if I wasn't honoring my ancestors, those who came before me, who walked before me. You know, I have their gifts, I have their talents, I have their blood, I have, you know, their experiences in my DNA, and they still, you know, that's just one way that they help me. And the other way is spiritually, because they really be coming through on the altar, especially when you pray for them, which is gonna be number 3. But especially when you pray for them, they surround you and they block stuff. And this is just like an amazing science that you could utilize. And it's really your birthright. And they've been standing with you since birth, blessing you, guiding you, loving you, expanding, helping you expand your consciousness. They are responsible for many of our blessings. They are responsible for many of our relationships that I found out a lot of our ancestors set up stuff for us, set up loved ones, and you know, it's a lot of amazing science that goes into working with the ancestors. And so number 3, like I said, is praying for your ancestors is one of the most powerful ways. That kind of goes hand in hand with number 1, with sending them energy. But at the same time, it is different because, you know, there are many different types of prayers, and prayers can do different things even. You know, there's the Animal Core, there's the Usnisa Vijaya Dharani. Those are the 2 that I use. Then there's, you know, you can just do Latin and say Latin on their behalf. That's another powerful language of light, Latin. And that's going to be a whole video on its own too. Got to do that Latin video, the angel video. Those are coming. And so the ancestors are really receptive to the energy of the prayers that you send to them. The Animal Core is my favorite. And I'm going to be offering services, consultations, and a lot of services that I will offer will come with just a lot of resources that the client can use to help themselves. And so the Animal Core is a powerful prayer that's in ancient Hebrew that has a lot of power. It's actually incredible, the gift is that we've been given through this prayer. It's also called the miracle prayer, and it definitely is a miracle prayer for sure. And you can basically do anything with this prayer. You just think about it, because the truth is we are unlimited beings and only limited by our consciousness. And in fact, you know, we can have these great ideas and great things, and it's all reflective of the level of consciousness that you have, believe me. And the more consciousness you have, the better ideas you have, the better material and content you can put out because of your consciousness, yo. It's like important that you have a powerful consciousness, and that's another thing that you should be working towards every day, is expanding your consciousness. Confirmation. Consciousness is almost everything. Almost. Consciousness, light, and you know, if you have a consciousness, light comes with that. So the ancestors is another form of power that you can use to expand your consciousness. They too will help you line up the correct teachers, the correct tools to help you expand your consciousness. I'm so grateful to be able to bring the science of the ancestors to my people. I'm so happy to be able to bring the power that the ancestors have to offer back to you, because we are unlimited beings. Peace, love, prosperity, Pax Amor Felicitatum. So let's continue to talk more about the ancestors, because You know, I like to give a lot of content and joy and a lot of information to my people. And so the ancestors are a powerful way to enhance your magic. You can use your ancestors to enhance your magic by asking them to help you. Once again, the more you evolve in your consciousness, the more you evolve in your ancestor altar, the more you evolve in the magic that you can do, they too, your ancestors too, will evolve and be able to hold more light and have more abilities and be able to help you in your magic. Especially if you have forces in place to teach them. And that's right, you can actually have beings teach your ancestors how to do things. But that would be an advanced form of magic, an advanced form of ancestor interaction. So working with the ancestors is really powerful because they can bring a lot of value to your life. They protect you from a lot of darkness. They protect you from disease, sickness. They protect you from a lot of things that might be coming your way, or even the children and family members, because it's a generational thing. It's a family thing. You know, the ancestors is part of your family. And so it's really powerful that we continue to work with our ancestors and honoring them, showing them love and respect. Some of the things that you should put on your ancestor altar should be food and water. It's up to you how much you want to work with them as far as how often you should put food and water up. Some people change the food and water every day. Some people do once a week. You know, depending on where you are in your spirituality, dictates that really. I mean, if you just starting out, you should, put some food up there every day. Why not? Put water up there every day. Actually, I do. I change my water. It's a feeling type thing. And some people change their water every day. I used to do that. I'm evolving seriously at a fast rate. It's a lot of things that I used to do I don't have to do anymore because, I've evolved. I've evolved, family. I've evolved. And so I'm really happy to be able to tell you guys more about your ancestors because it's an important lesson. It's an important way of magic. It's an important way to live even. Ancestors offer us so much and they go into that whole unseen realm thing because the unseen realm is vast and it covers us and we can't see it and it's all around us. It's really a thing to behold, really. So the ancestors is another form of protection, magic, love, blessings, miracles, science, magic, even connecting with nature is you can also can be said that's you connect with nature by connecting with your ancestors. And connecting with nature is important. And there's just a whole science of the ancestors that I feel like it's probably haven't been discovered yet. Tapping into the DNA, fully realizing the DNA magically. And even there's just fields of psychology and parts of the brain that probably deal with the ancestors, ancestral power, ancestral energies. These are all things that are very real constructs that can be tapped into to enhance one's life, magic, you name it, money. The ancestors can help with that. The ancestors are a powerful, powerful way to expand your consciousness and your overall magic and light in your life. And so with that being said, this was a powerful beginner introduction about the power of your ancestors, how they can help you become even greater than you already are. And that's an exciting thing in itself. Many people out there haven't been connecting with their ancestors. Their life is going great. Everything is great. Now it's time to start honoring your ancestors, and it will go even better. You already understand the flow of life, how things is going, and this will only help you. I love working with those who have come before me. Many of my ancestors have abilities that, that never even been heard of, probably. Some of them go back so far, hundreds of thousands of years. And that's like powerful. And the way that they live was different than how we live today. They're able to bring their consciousness into today's world and help us somehow. Because, like I said, not everything is seen. And a lot of these really old ancient ancestors that we probably have, that are like really far back, they have these powers, man, I'm telling you. They have healing abilities, and just the consciousness was different. And so I think our ancestors should be valued. I think our ancestors should be honored for what they did, helping bring me into existence. I have so many talents and gifts. Speaking of talents and gifts, that's another way that we can honor our ancestors, by using those, because my ancestors also used those. For example, I'm a great drawer, yo. I can draw. And in fact, I think a lot of these talents and abilities, they evolve as we evolve. And they come into, creativity is a skill. Creativity is a talent. Creativity is a gift, a blessing even. It's amazing how I can draw, but I can also do stuff on the computer creative. And that's like a more modern way of using my ancestors' gifts. And I think they're very happy with me about that. And so I invite you all to use your gifts, your talents that was given to you by those who came before you. That's a powerful message. You honor your ancestors that way. I love my ancestors so much. One way that you can honor your ancestors is saying their names at your ancestor altar, giving them energy. It's definitely a journey for sure, trying to find photos of your ancestors. You can put them on the altar, finding out the names of your ancestors. And it's definitely, and some of you guys already know what I'm talking about. It's a struggle finding their names. It's like everything is going against you when you're trying to figure out your ancestors' names, get their pictures. And, it's just a form of darkness that you have to move through. And each name that you get, each person, each photo that you get is beyond words a victory. So some resources that you guys can check out. The movie Coco is really good. I know a lot of people seen that movie. A lot of truth to that. Very powerful. The Day of the Dead, the ancestors, all that stuff. It's a part of life. It's a real construct. And the ancestors are able to help us in so many ways. Like I said, it goes back to that unseen realm. You know, you can't always see, but it's a lot that goes on around us. It's a lot that goes on when we're sleeping. We are some very powerful individuals, and I'm so grateful once again to be able to bring you your power, because this is your power that you assimilate into and gain more energy, more power. The ancestors is another form of energy and power that you can command to make things happen into your life, to bring more balance into your life, more blessings and miracles, because the ancestors bring those. And the ancestors also bring more love into your life, which is important. That's something everybody's looking for. And I'm sure we all can agree with that. The ancestors, they love you because you are your ancestors. Your family, you know, one thing that I hear a lot is when you get on the other side, you see everything for what it really is. You see everything for how it actually is. You see the truth, and you know. And so the ancestors, they know, they see the truth. And they help us, they guide us, they give us a lot of things. And it's important to honor them. And with that being said, peace, love, prosperity. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Be looking out for the next video. I'm so happy. Yo, it's just a good time to be alive. I'm growing, I'm expanding, and now you guys are growing and expanding too, because I bring my light to you. This is Nate the Great. Peace, love, prosperity. Pax amor felicitatum. That's my thing. That's what I like to do. Pax amor felicitatum. Peace, love, prosperity. That's in Latin. Yo, thanks so much, guys. Love, peace and love. Yup. Light. Lux. Yeah.